Holy Cross Cemetery in Butte, Montana, the eerie spot where the single-engine turboprop came down, its fiery end captured by a witness with a camera.
I looked around for whatever I could find, didn't see nothing but wreckage.
The plane, a Swiss-made Pilatus PC-12, a single-engine alternative to a private jet, was headed to a ski resort in Bozeman, Montana. 9 of the 14 victims are from a single extended family.
He was a good father, my only son. Had a wonderful wife, wonderful family. Well, that was everything.
Flight records show the trip started Sunday in Redlands, California, with stops in Vacaville where it refueled and Oroville, picking up family members along the way. But on the last leg of the 700-mile flight to Bozeman, the NTSB says the experienced pilot calmly diverted to Butte, where witnesses say the plane pitched to the left, then nosedived less than a mile west of the runway.
We will be looking more carefully at everything we can possibly find out, which would give us a hint on why he decided to divert to Butte.
Complicating the investigation because it's a private plane, there's no flight data recorder and no cockpit voice recorder either. NTSB investigators say among the host of things they'll be looking at is the plane's weight. NTSB officials say the Pilatus PC-12 was configured with 10 seats for 10 adults. But on this flight, there were 7 adults plus 7 children.
We have to get the weights of all of the passengers. We have to get the weight of the fuel. We have to get the weights of all of the luggage.
The youngest victim was just 1 year old, who, along with the others, is remembered tonight with new crosses outside the cemetery fence. Lee Cowan, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Now to another fatal plane crash. Half a world away, a fireball at Tokyo's Narita airport. Surveillance video caught what happened just as a FedEx wide-body jet came in for a rough landing with catastrophic results. The aircraft hit hard, careened to one side, bursting into flames. Both American pilots were killed. Narita's first deadly crash since that airport opened more than 3 decades ago. Investigators fear it's a case of wind shear, a violent, sudden downdraft of air. In the upper plains tonight, there are fears of a springtime disaster. The Red River that flows along the border of North Dakota and Minnesota has been the scene of epic flooding in the past, and now residents and disaster officials there are preparing for a repeat, and sandbag brigades are out in full force preparing for a worst-case scenario. The cause of all the worry, a spring blizzard dumping as much as 40 inches of snow. The Weather Channel's Jorma Duran is in Rapid City, South Dakota, where conditions have gone from bad to worse. Jorma, good evening.
Good evening, and Brian, this violent winter storm will bring blizzard conditions for southwest South Dakota and portions of Wyoming for the rest of the evening and through the overnight hours. This storm will dump more than a foot of snow and will cause visibility and travel issues because we're dealing with winds racing at more than 50 miles per hour. In fact, Rapid City reporting a wind gust of 68 miles per hour. In the next 24 hours, this SO system will move north into North Dakota, and so those living in Bismarck will wake up to these blizzard conditions. And unfortunately, this system is causing a tornado threat in the Central Plains. So people living in eastern South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma will have to pay attention to the weather because, Brian, tornadoes are very likely.
Jorma Duran out in it for us tonight in Rapid City. An awful night there, Jorma. Thanks. Mother Nature was also on the march today in Alaska, where Mount Redoubt is proving once again it is very much an active volcano. The mountain rumbled to life over the weekend, venting steam and ash. Shortly after these pictures were taken, in the dark of night, Mount Redoubt erupted repeatedly, sending a smoke plume more than 50,000 feet skyward. The ash looked like snow as it fell miles away on the town of Trapper Creek. This is Redoubt's first eruption in almost 20 years. When our broadcast continues for this Monday night, why are credit card companies canceling cards even for people with spotless credit? And later, making a difference for some Americans who put their lives on the line for the nation they love.
My name is Jane, and I've got osteoporosis, but I'm an on-the-go woman. I've been active all my life. That's why I'm excited about Reclast, the osteoporosis treatment my doctor gives me once a year. My doctor says one IV of Reclast can help protect me while I'm on the go for 12 months. How? Well, Reclast helps to re-strengthen my bones to help make them resistant to fracture. And with Reclast, well, no other osteoporosis treatment is approved to help protect in more places. Hip, spine, even other bones.
You should not take Reclast if you're on Zometa, have low blood calcium, kidney problems, or you're pregnant, plan to become pregnant, or nursing. Take calcium and vitamin D daily. Tell your doctor if you develop severe muscle, bone, or joint pain, or if you have dental problems, as rarely job problems have been reported. The most common side effects include flu-like symptoms, fever, muscle or joint pain, and headache.
Do what I did. Ask your doctor about Reclast. Year-long protection for on-the-go women.
Cheez-It bakes so much real cheese in such small bites. People are wondering,
how does Cheez-It do it? I know. Cheez-It.
Really?
Yep.
lots and lots of cheese baked into little bites. Cheez-It, the big cheese.
Prescription drug prices.
Everyone's talking about them.
But now we can actually do something about them.
At Walmart, their prices are unbeatable.
Over 300 prescriptions are just $4.
$4. Imagine that.
Save money. Live better. Walmart.
Want faster pain relief? Get Advil Liquid Gels. They're faster and stronger on tough pain than Tylenol Rapid Release Gels. Advil Liquid Gels rush real liquid relief wherever you hurt. Advil Liquid Gels. Liquid fast. Advil strong.
Understand the politics of a changing America. MSNBC follows President Barack Obama through the first 100 days on MSNBC.
Of all the things to worry about during this financial crisis, how about this one? You pay your credit card balance on time, even pay in full. Maybe you have a card you don't use at all. It turns out even that can be risky to your financial security. Our report from CNBC's Trish Regan.
Jay and Loretta Maxwell of Troy, Michigan assumed they were the kind of customers bankers craved.
We have never missed a payment on any credit card. We have never been late on a payment on any credit card, ever, period.
So Loretta was stunned when Chase canceled her $6,000 credit card in December, saying it was inactive.
I couldn't believe that they would close my card after almost 20 years.
Then Jay got a notice that the credit limit on his GM card had been slashed from $19,000 to $300.
When they reduce your credit down to $300, there's not a whole lot you can do with $300.
Bank analyst Seamus McMahon says banks are scrambling to reduce some of the nearly $1 trillion worth of unused credit they've extended to customers.
We're seeing fewer people paying their loans on time, more people declaring bankruptcy, so the squeeze is on.
With unemployment rising, so is the amount of unpaid credit card debt. Americans defaulted on an estimated $68 billion in the final 3 months of 2008. That's more than twice as much as they defaulted on in all of 2007. To protect themselves, banks are exercising options they've put in the fine print of customers' credit card agreements. They're pulling credit lines, and in some cases, even providing customers with incentives to take their business elsewhere. American Express recently offered some customers $300 to close their accounts. But as the Maxwells learned, shuttered accounts come with a price. After credit card companies eliminated 3 of their cards last year, the Maxwells' credit score fell from 862 to 776. That's because, as credit counselor Gail Cunningham explains, the second biggest factor in your credit score, after paying your bills on time, is the amount of available credit you use.
I recommend not using more than 30% of your available credit to stay in good standing with the lender.
To prevent banks from closing accounts, she suggests people with multiple cards charge a little something on each every month and pay them off in full. Or as Loretta Maxwell warns, use it or lose it.
You're going along and you're doing everything right. You don't expect it. It blindsides you.
And you're wondering how the market turned out.
And in this economy, you never know when you may need a little extra credit. Trish Regan, CNBC, New York.
Lance Armstrong, 7-time winner of the Tour de France, was injured today in a bad biking accident in Spain, breaking his collarbone in a multi-bike pileup. Armstrong was hospitalized in great pain, later released. He walked gingerly to a waiting car afterward. Lately, he's been planning a Tour de France comeback after taking off more than 3 years. But Armstrong said today the injury creates what he called a very big problem for the Tour, which begins on the 4th of July. When we come back here tonight, there's a full-scale war going on within sight of the United States. A look tonight at who might be winning.
I thought I knew all about my high cholesterol.
But then my doctor told me something I didn't know.
While I was building my life, plaque was building in my arteries. It had been building up most of my life.
That's why my doctor prescribed Crestor, to help slow the buildup of plaque.
People like you are learning that plaque can build up in arteries over time, and that along with diet, Crestor lowers bad cholesterol, raises good, and is approved to slow the buildup of plaque in arteries. Is Crestor right for you? Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests will check for liver problems. You should tell your doctor about other medicines you're taking, or if you have muscle pain or weakness, that could be a sign of serious side effects. Like others, while you've been building your life, plaque may have been building in your arteries. Find out more at Crestor.com. Then ask your doctor if it's time for Crestor.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
This might not be the best time to sell a home.
But we just can't wait for the market to heat up.
Need to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Where do you want to be?
Go on, use the dog face. This is gonna be beautiful.
What does that mean?
You know, ever so slightly. Look up.
New on Disney Blu-ray and DVD. Bring home Bolt.
Beat it, stupid cat!
Be the first to own Bolt on Blu-ray DVD combo pack today.
Bicycle, I've missed you. Gathering dust as flowers bloom and pollen floats through the air, while I, sneezing, itching eyes, looked for safer havens in the air conditioning. But now with the strength of 24-hour Zyrtec to relieve my worst allergy symptoms, indoors and outdoors, I'll wipe off the dust that gathered these long months. Use Zyrtec, which starts working 2 hours faster than Claritin. And promise not to wait as long to go for our ride. Because with Zyrtec, I can love the air.
Want bigger, more beautiful potted plants? Miracle Grow makes it easy with moisture control potting mix. Watch. The soil is so amazing, it actually stores water, only releasing it when plants need it, taking the guesswork out of watering. Plus, there's Miracle Grow plant food mixed right in that feeds for 3 months. So plants grow twice as big. Easy and amazing. Want it big? Want it beautiful? Make it Miracle Grow.
Millions of dollars in sunken treasure discovered on the ocean floor. But who gets it? Drama under the high seas. Tomorrow on Today on NBC.
Nightly news at nightly.msnbc.com.
Today, Mexico put a price on the heads of 24 top drug lords, $2 million each for information leading to their arrest, which brings us to tonight's in-depth report on the growing violence of Mexico's drug wars. Violence that lately has been spilling across the border into the U.S. The Mexican government is now making a concerted effort to stop the killing, and NBC's Mark Potter visited one city very close to home to see how they're doing.
Right across the border from El Paso, Texas, Juarez, Mexico is a much different place today than it was just a month ago. Juarez is now teeming with more than 9,000 Mexican troops and federal agents as the government cracks down on drug-related violence and local police corruption, which had spun out of control here. Last year alone, more than 1,600 people were murdered in Juarez in a war between rival drug cartels fighting over lucrative smuggling routes. Before the crackdown, the police chief resigned when traffickers posted signs threatening to kill his officers. They also threatened the mayor, Jose Reyes Fariz, but he fought back.
We're no longer going to allow those groups to have an influence on a police department, to have a police department helping organized crime and do their thing within our city.
So 2 weeks ago, at the mayor's urging, 5,000 Mexican soldiers headed for Juarez to to join 2,000 more already there. Their first mission was to take over the police department. The mayor says as soon as it was announced that thousands of troops were coming here, many of the traffickers began to move away, not wanting to get trapped when the troops arrived and surrounded the city. Almost immediately, the crime rate plummeted from 10 killings a day in February to hardly any now. Residents and shop owners are much more relaxed.
A lot of them are telling me we're going out, and more people are going out and taking advantage of the city again.
The mayor says the troops could stay for a year until the police force can be retrained and doubled in size.
And even though I think a lot of people don't like having the military all around, it's sort of the lesser of two evils given the violence that was being wreaked by the cartels in Juarez.
Violence that, at least in this city, for now, is under control. Mark Potter, NBC News, Juarez, Mexico.
After a secret wedding in Montana, one of the last known holdouts has fallen, and David Letterman announced today he's a married man. He and his longtime companion, Regina Lasco, tied the knot last Thursday in Teton, Montana. Their son, Harry, is 5 years old. When we come back, a special place that gives back to those who have given so much, and by doing so, they're making a difference.
I know rheumatoid arthritis is painful, but I didn't know it could attack my joints.
Scientists believe that in moderate to severe RA, your immune system can cause serious damage.
But Enbrel enables me to fight progressive joint damage.
Enbrel works on your immune system to suppress inflammation, help relieve pain and fatigue, and keep joint damage from getting worse.
Enbrel gives me energy to do many of the things I love.
Because prescription Enbrel suppresses your immune system, it may lower your ability to fight infections such as the flu. So don't start it if you have one. Serious, sometimes fatal events have occurred, including viral, bacterial, and fungal infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, and nervous system and blood disorders. Tell your doctor if you're prone to infections, have any open sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if while on Enbrel, you experience persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness.
Ask your rheumatologist and envision your possibilities with Enbrel.
Before they give you the lowest price, some pharmacies make you work for it with memberships and fees. But not Walmart. They have hundreds of generic prescriptions for just $4 for up to a 30-day supply or $10 for 90 days. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Crest Pro Health Whitening helps reveal our teeth's natural whiteness by reducing up to 80% of surface stains and also protects all these other areas dentists check most. So your smile is always at its best. Crest Pro Health Whitening.
I don't always let my bladder problems or the worry my pipes might leak compromise what I like to do, like hunting for bargains, not always bathrooms. I take care with Vesicare.
Once daily Vesicare can help control your bladder muscle and is proven to reduce frequent sudden urges and leaks, day and night. If you have certain stomach or glaucoma problems or trouble emptying your bladder, do not take Vesicare. Tell your doctor right away if you have a serious allergic reaction, severe abdominal pain, or become constipated for 3 or more days. Vesicare may cause blurred vision, so take care while driving or doing unsafe tasks. Common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, and indigestion.
You deserve better than to always be compromised by urges and leaks. Ask your doctor today about taking care with Vesicare.
This is a KGW News Channel 8 update.
Next, the driver who led police on a dangerous high-speed chase in Albany faces a judge. Hear from the suspect's uncle and hear how one woman's backyard garden is paying her health care costs.
I'm Matt Safino in the First Alert Storm Center. Spring break off to a rainy start. I'll let you know when we'll warm up at 6.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Vesicare.
Our request for good news stories still stands. A while back, we asked you to email us with the stories of the people who are performing acts of kindness for strangers in this bad economy. We received several emails from Jonesboro, Arkansas, like this one from a Nightly News viewer named Bridget. She writes, we are so fortunate to have an incredibly generous orthodontist here in Arkansas. Benjamin Burris has started a foundation called Smile for a Lifetime. He's doing braces for children that are in need and cannot afford it. The cost to them is zero. Ben does all the work for free. He's been working hard to get the foundation to go national, and last week it did. Now there will be many orthodontists doing this in their hometowns, too. Not only is he an incredibly generous man and professional, but I am so proud to say that he is my husband, too. He is taking these tough times and making them so much easier for many families. Well, our thanks to Bridget. It's in that spirit, making tough times easier for people, that we present tonight's Making a Difference report. It's about the heroic Americans who have volunteered for military service and who've come home wounded. We asked our NBC News military analyst, Jack Jacobs, a recipient of the Medal of Honor, to tell the story of the people making a difference in their lives.
I start every day just thankful to be alive.
Master Sergeant Thomas Morrissey was on patrol in southeast Afghanistan.
I took 8 direct hits from an AK-47.
Doctors managed to save Morrissey's life and his limbs and then sent him here to the active duty rehab unit at the VA Medical Center in Augusta, Georgia. The only rehab facility in the country that combines the medical resources of the Departments of Defense and Veterans Affairs.
This unit made a distinct difference in my life because it helped me recover my functionality, which is something at the time I never thought I might have again.
They're going to fit you for a prosthetic and all.
They did. They've already fit me for the prosthetics.
When do you get it?
Next week.
Corporal Joshua McCart's hand was mangled in an IED blast in Iraq. Here, he gets more specialized physical therapy and says that the collaboration between military agencies allows him to focus on getting better rehabilitation rather than having to deal with the bureaucracy.
When you don't have to worry about doing paperwork and getting one group to justify doing something for the other, you can, when you don't have to focus on that stuff, you can focus just on the healing, just on getting better and going home.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All the way. The facility is making an impact on the community as well.
It's the closest thing to a fist I think I've ever made.
The only VA active duty rehab in the country.
Lori Ott quit her job as a local television anchor after she did a story on the rehab unit. She now dedicates her life to being an advocate for wounded warriors and their families.
It's significant because people's limbs are being saved here. People are being restored to wholeness. People are having the best outcomes possible.
When kayaks were needed to allow the injured to have fun and rehab at the same time, Lori got them donated.
I do this work because I think our wounded warriors deserve excellence in return for their service.
But the unit's focus is on more than just the physical needs of the soldier.
There has to be a sense when those people come back that they're being nurtured, they're being supported, that they're being cared for, that those people matter.
Brian is a product of the military healthcare system myself. I say that this should be a model for military rehab centers across the country.
And now you are on record. Jack, good to have you as always. Jack Jacobs, Medal of Honor recipient, nightly news correspondent. One of those titles is handed out by the president. That's our broadcast for this Monday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams. We, of course, hope to see you right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
He has a history. You're looking at a man arrested Friday after fleeing police and smashing several vehicles in the process. How this is far from his first brush with the law. Trouble at the mall. A fight at Lloyd Center ends with 2 teens stabbed. The new measures police are launching to curb spring break violence. And wildlife on welfare. Is it ever okay for man to feed the animals, or should we always allow nature to take its course?
If we can keep these elk on some type of artificial feed, it really helps with our trap and relocation project.
Why Oregon intervenes and Washington won't.
From the KGW HD studios, where the news comes first. News Channel 8 at 6 starts now.
Hello, I'm Joe Donlin.
And I'm Tracy Berry. First at 6, it was a police chase that ended in disaster in Albany when a suspected car thief wouldn't stop. Tonight, that suspect went before a judge, and it's not the first time either. News Channel 8's Ann Yeager is live at the courthouse in Albany. Ann?
Tracy, Kyle Holder looked at and acted like a tough guy in court, but as 16 felonies are read against him, that facade slowly started to fade. Now, a 5-time car thief who was on the streets, detectives say he will not slip through the cracks again. Kyle Holder clearly didn't want us taping him as he held a piece of paper in front of his face. Once before the court, though, he had no choice, as the judge read him the 16 Class 3 felonies he's accused of. From Sky 8, you can see the havoc police say this...
Stein Oil Company, fueling for businesses in Clackamas, Oregon City, Milwaukee, and Tualatin.